Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Edmund Ironside, and today we get to hear from Emma again in Act 4, Scene 2. Because if you're going to introduce a random female character in Act 4, Scene 2, you might as well give her plenty to say. But she isn't a totally random character. If you remember, she's the widow of Agelredus or Ethelredus, depending on what spelling they're going with at this particular moment. She is the stepmother of Edmund Ironside, and she also has two of her own children, Edmund and Alfred, who she is sending off to live with their Uncle Richard because it's going to be safer for them with Richard in Normandy than it is for them to stay here in England. So she was all sad about it, and Alfred was trying to cheer her up, and she's like, no, I'm just going to keep crying about this for a little while because I'm very sad to see you go. And they were like, Alfred and Edmund and Gunthranis, who's sort of this guard type person that's hanging out around her with them in this particular moment. They're all like, the more that you cry, the more it makes us want to cry. And she says, why man, I weep to ease and not to load. I trow the more I shed, the less I have. And as my tears waste, so my cares consume. To damn my eyes were but to drown my heart, like Hecuba, the woeful queen of Troy, who having no avoidance for her grief ran mad for sorrow 'cause she could not weep. But, good Gunthranis, to omit vain talk, since I have heretofore approved thy faith, I make a choice of thee amongst the rest of many friends to guide my little boys and conduct them into Normandy. Entreat my brother for to entreat them well. They are his nephews, and his sister's joy. If anything amiss should light on them, the same on me should be redoubled. So the first half of this, she's talking about how therapeutic it is to cry, that this is a good thing. She's crying to let it out, because if you don't get to let it out, then you turn into Hecuba of Troy, who goes crazy because she didn't have an outlet for her grief. And then in the second half of this, she says to Gunthranis, she's like, look, you, more than anybody else, I trust with my kids, so please escort them to Normandy to my brother Richard, and make sure that they get there safely. If anything happens to them, that's it. I'm basically done. And he's like, okay, yes, I will. And I promise I will take care of your kids. And then she's going to try one more time to say goodbye to them, but that's in the form of a monologue, which we will get to hear tomorrow. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.